Hello, and welcome to the Superhuman Graveyard. Today, let's look at Bikeman is a character from the manga series Kinnikuman. Previously, I made an introductory video about the Kinnikuman franchise and explained a bit about what it is all about. So, this video will be a sort of continuation of that. But if you do not want to watch that earlier video, then I will just say, for the context of this video, that Kinnikuman is a tournament battle series created by the writer artist duo known as Yurei Tamago, where wrestling is used as the backdrop, and the main character, Suguru, sometimes referred to as Kinnikuman, is a Chojin or superhuman from the planet Kinniku, who protects the planet Earth from dangerous threats. Bikeman is not a major character, having only one battle depicted in the series, but I like his design and abilities, and he also has an interesting action figure by the toy company Romando, which I will show you in this video. I think one strength of the Kinnikuman series is that there are chosen characters who can leave a lasting impression on the reader or viewer of Kinnikuman even if they are not too important to the story overall. For me, many Chojin in Kinnikuman have that special quality. There is a coolness to some of these minor Chojin, like Bikeman, who do not appear too much. They have a mysterious aura to them that way. Bikeman is a member of Team Zebra, a group led by Kinnikuman Zebra, one of the 5 Fated Princes. The 5 Fated Princes storyline is the last arc in the original Kinnikuman manga series, and was later adapted into the anime Kinnikuman Scramble for the Throne. In this storyline, the 5 princes, plus Suguru, must battle one another in a wrestling tournament to determine which one will become the heir to the throne of planet Kinniku. Besides Kinnikuman Zebra and Bikeman, the other members of Team Zebra are Parthenon, the Man Ricky, and Motorman. Team Zebra is one of my favorite groups in Kinnikuman because of how most of the members sort of interact with each other. Not in a sense of camaraderie or anything, though as teammates they do show trust in each other on various occasions, but more in the way their abilities work with one another. I'll explain more about this later in the video. Now I'll be showcasing the Romando Bikeman action figure a bit throughout this video. The Bikeman figure is one of my favorite Romandos because it is quite unique due to its transformations. Even its packaging is different from most Romando figures. To briefly explain about Romando, Romando was an action figure company that began producing Kinnikuman figures in 1998. The production quality of Romando figures varies. There are shortcomings due to their initially low price points starting out, especially when compared with modern collectible figures. But for me, the main appeal of Romandos is definitely the large selection of Chojin characters they released. These days, you would probably never see, for example, a Figuarts Bikeman, though the Kinnikuman Figuarts line was actually quite impressive in selection. With some inspired figure choices, Romando had a huge lineup of Kinnikuman characters, with even minor Chojin getting immortalized in plastic. And on top of that, Romando also had many variants to a lot of these figures. Originally, Bikeman was named Riderman, but his name was changed due to a character in a Kamen Rider series sharing the Riderman name. Bikeman was a machine Chojin designed via fan submission, like many other Chojins in Kinnikuman. Bikeman is from Australia. The reason Yurei Tamago picked Australia as the home place for Bikeman is likely because Bikeman's design and concept borrows elements from the Australian movie franchise Mad Max, which features many bikers. Bikeman even has an attack technique called the Mad Max attack. Also, Bikeman's match in the series against the popular Chojin Ramen Man is a Thunderdome deathmatch, a reference to the third Mad Max film, Beyond Thunderdome. Now, I will talk a bit about Bikeman's match against Ramen Man, so there are some spoilers ahead for that particular match. Bikeman is shown to be a fairly crafty Chojin when he sets up the Thunderdome deathmatch. In the manga, one reason he chooses this type of match is to put his opponent, Ramen Man, off his game, due to Ramen Man's trauma from his last cage match against another machine Chojin known as Horseman, where Ramen Man suffered brain damage. Bikeman hopes to tap into that fear to gain the advantage. In the anime, they changed the name from Thunderdome Deathmatch to Killing Dome Deathmatch, probably due to copyright reasons. Bikeman has a grudge against Ramen Man because earlier on, Ramen Man sneak attacks Bikeman and knocks him unconscious. Ramen Man then ties up and hides Bikeman's body so that he can impersonate Bikeman to infiltrate Team Zebra and gain intel on them. Ramen Man also rips apart Motorman, one of Bikeman's teammates, shortly before his match with Bikeman. Ramen Man is one of the good guys, by the way. You can see here that you can replace the Bikeman Romando's head with a Ramen Man figurehead to have your very own imposter Bikeman figure. Before the match, Bikeman prepares himself by having another member of Team Zebra, Parthenon, fill up his gas tank. One thing I really like about the Romando figures is all the attention to detail in terms of accessories they have. It is just fun, I think, to be able to recreate even a minor manga scene like Parthenon filling up Bikeman's gas tank with Romandos of these non-major Chojin characters. That is how detailed you can get with Romando figures. Many Chojin in Kinnikuman go through various appearances and forms throughout a wrestling match. In Kinnikuman, it is common for a Chojin to begin wearing what is known in the series as an overbody, that eventually breaks to reveal the wearer's true form underneath. In Bikeman's case, he does not have an overbody exactly, but he does go through a few different types of headwear and a particular body transformation. Though Bikeman starts off with the motorcycle helmet head, he eventually loses it when the heroic Ramen Man tries to break Bikeman's neck if he does not submit the match. Instead, Bikeman slides his head from Ramen Man's grip, leaving his original helmet behind, and reveals another helmet underneath, this time one resembling a motocross or dirt bike helmet. At this point, Bikeman reveals the main reason for choosing the Thunderdome Deathmatch is because he can transform into a wheeled driving form. I guess you could say a mode of transportation, and the layout of the dome is the perfect arena for this body type. Besides the Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome reference, the dome is reminiscent of Globe of Death circus performances, where dirt bikes are the most commonly used bike. In this advantageous form, Bikeman kills Ramen Man, stopping his heart, and proves the death part in the title Thunderdome Deathmatch is not false advertising. But Ramen Man eventually regains control of the match after he is revived through the rain of tears from all those watching who care for him. Bikeman begins to lose electricity, which, like his gasoline, is something required to sustain his own life. To rectify this, he uses the battery hands of Motorman's corpse to recharge himself. This is one reason I like Team Zebra. Even if they were probably not exactly friends with each other, they still worked well as a team due to the types of Chojin they were. Motorman being on the team to recharge Bikeman is one example. They had a couple different backup plans and ways to gain advantage, combination techniques making for some interesting tactical matches, even if tears of friendship and love would still help defeat them in the end. Kinnikuman was a comic geared towards young boys after all. There is another example of Team Zebra's teamwork, but it is related to the members Kinnikuman Zebra and Parthenon, so I will probably mention it in a later video. However, despite recharging, Bikeman is eventually defeated by Ramen Man through Ramen Man's own planning, which involves using Bikeman's powerful techniques and even the Thunderdome itself against Bikeman. Fittingly, to go with the previous weather elements throughout the match, like the thunder in the Thunderdome and the rain of tears, Bikeman is defeated by an actual tornado Ramen Man stirs up. Before his death, Bikeman loses his motocross helmet and his true face is finally revealed. The Bikeman Romando comes with this final head as well, so you too can recreate even Bikeman's death scene. One goal of this video was to show you the Bikeman Romando figure and the different things you can do with it. I think it is a fun figure and is quite special among even Romandos. There are some other nice transformation figures in the Romando line, like Satan Cross figures or the Checkmate figure, but Bikeman's is unique in that you can add even more to it with some of the other Team Zebra figures, Motorman and Parthenon, and plus you get all of the different Bikeman heads, and can even exchange heads with Ramen Mans if you wish. My favorite Bikeman head is his true face. I like robots and mechanical looking things, and it just looks very neat. Another goal of this video was to try to explain a bit about the effort put into even the minor Chojin characters in Kinnikuman. I feel that minor Chojin, like Bikeman, are just as responsible for the longevity of the Kinnikuman series as the major Chojin. The minor ones leave their own marks on the series by keeping the reader or viewer entertained with their weird or memorable designs and crazy abilities. They play off the major characters to help those major characters grow in the story, and they give the impression of a vast world of superhumans where you never know what type of character will show up next. As I was finishing up this video, a new chapter of the Kinnikuman Revival manga series was released today. This chapter was exciting for a couple reasons, but it was especially great for me to see the proper manga introduction for this character, Rampage Man, who seems to be based on the design for Square Man. I have taken a photo of the Square Man design from the Chojin Encyclopedia book as a comparison. I look forward to seeing more new character reveals over the coming weeks. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.